Yo, guys, this is a heartbreaker right here, man. This is a heartbreaker because I always wanted to get the chance to see this man at least once in my lifetime, Man. So, for those of you Boston Celtic fans or basketball fans, I hate to inform you, but NBA legend Bill Russell died today at 88 years old. He passed away. And let me read this article to you guys, which is located in the video description box underneath. Damn. One of the greatest. Some people argue that he was the greatest player to ever play in the NBA, in which he still holds the record as the player to win the most NBA championships as a player, in which he won 9 championships as a player, and he won 2 more NBA championships as a head coach for the Boston Celtics, therefore having 11 championship rings. But he still held the record for the most NBA championships won as a player. So let me show you this article. It's from ESPN.com. Let me blow it up a little bit. And this is from ESPN.com. Once again, the link to this article is located in the video description box underneath, which says, the title says, Boston Celtics great Bill Russell, 11-time NBA champion, dies at 88. And this article was written today, July 31st, 2022 at 1:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. And the article starts off by saying this: Bill Russell, the cornerstone of the Boston Celtics dynasty that won 8 straight titles and 11 overall during his career, died Sunday, which is today. The Hall of Famer was 88. Russell died peacefully with his wife, Janine, at his side. A statement posted on social media read, arrangements for his memorial service will be announced soon, according to the statement. But for all the winning, Bill's understanding of the struggle is what illuminated his life. From boycotting a 1961 exhibition game to unmask too long tolerated discrimination, to leading Mississippi's first integrated basketball camp in the combustible wake of Medgar Evers' assassination, to decades of activism ultimately recognized by his receipt of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, Bill called out injustice with an unforgiving candor that he intended would disrupt the status quo, and with a powerful example that, though never his humble intention, will forever inspire teamwork, selflessness, and thoughtful change. The statement read, Bill's wife, Janine, and his many friends and family, thank you for keeping Bill in your prayers. Perhaps you'll relieve one or two of the golden moments he gave us, or recall his trademark laugh as he delighted in explaining the real story behind how those moments unfolded. And we hope each of us can find a new way to act or speak up with Bill's uncompromising, dignified, and always constructive commitment to principle. That would be one last and lasting win for our beloved number 6. Wow. Damn. And this is a screenshot of the post that reported his death. And it says, screenshot reads and says, it is with a very heavy heart we would like to pass along to all of Bill's friends, fans, and followers. Bill Russell, the most pro-life winner in American sports history, passed away peacefully today at age 88 with his wife, Janine, by his side. Wow. Damn. I'll continue reading the article. Over a 15-year period, beginning with his junior year at the University of San Francisco, Russell had the most remarkable career of any player in the history of team sports. At USF, he was a 2-time All-American, won 2 straight NCAA championships, and led the team to 55 consecutive wins. And he won a gold medal at the 1956 Olympics. During his 13 years in Boston, he carried the Celtics to the NBA Finals 12 times, winning the championship 11 times. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver called Russell the greatest champion in all of team sports in a statement Sunday. I cherished my friendship with Bill and was thrilled when he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I often called him basketball's Babe Ruth for how he transcended time. Bill was the ultimate winner and consummate teammate, and his influence on the NBA will be felt forever, Silver said. A 5-time MVP and 12-time All-Star, Russell was an uncanny shot blocker who revolutionized NBA defensive concepts. He finished with 21,620 career rebounds, an average of 22.5 per game. Damn. This dude averaged 22.5 rebounds per game? God damn. I'll continue reading, and led the league in rebounding 4 times. He had 51 rebounds in one game and 49 in 2 others, and posted 12 straight seasons with 1,000 or more rebounds. Jesus. 51 rebounds in one game and 49 rebounds in 2 other games. The fuck? And 1,000 or more rebounds in a total season for 12 straight seasons? This guy was a monster. Russell also averaged 15.1 points and 4.3 assists per game over his career. Until Michael Jordan's exploits in the 1990s, Russell was considered by many as the greatest player in NBA history. And like I said earlier, a lot of people within the basketball sports world still consider Bill Russell to be the greatest player in NBA history, regardless of Michael Jordan's accomplishments. And it's kind of hard. I'll continue reading this article, but I got to say this. It's kind of hard to even argue that Michael Jordan was a better player than Bill Russell, as much as I love Michael Jordan, because Russell did what I don't think any other player would ever do in the NBA, and win 8 straight NBA titles and then win a total of 9 NBA championships as a player. You're never going to see that again in the NBA. That alone have to put Bill Russell within at least the top 2 or 3 greatest NBA players of all time. But I'll continue reading. Russell was awarded the Medal of Freedom by former President Barack Obama in 2011. See, but let me stop right here. And what I also love about Bill Russell was that he was really serious about helping so-called black people in America in his time. He did not do no stupid shit like just fucking kneel for the American flag or for during the national anthem and kneel and think that he's doing something. He actually went out there, boots on the ground, and went out there in a concrete jungle and did true activist work. As great of a star he was in his time, he went out there in a concrete jungle in predominantly black communities, or the lack thereof, and actually engaged in true activist work and dedicated his life in helping black people and helping the struggle. And he did that even after he retired. So he's one of the few athletes that actually embodied the term woke. He did not do no punk ass shit like Colin Kaepernick, fucking just kneel for the national anthem, think he's doing something. I'll continue reading. Russell was awarded the Medal of Freedom by former President Barack Obama in 2011, the nation's highest civilian honor. And in 2017, the NBA awarded him its Lifetime Achievement Award. William Felton Russell was born February 12, 1934, in Monroe, Louisiana. His family moved to the Bay Area, where he attended McClemens High School in Oakland. He was an awkward, unremarkable center on McClendon's basketball team, but his size earned him a scholarship at San Francisco, where he blossomed. I was an innovator, Russell told the New York Times in 2011. I started blocking shots, although I had never seen shots blocked before that. The first time I did that in the game, my coach called timeout and said, "No good defensive player ever leaves feet." Excuse me, I'll reread that. The first time I did that in the game, my coach called timeout and said, "No good defensive player ever leaves his feet." Let me see your comments for a minute. All right. I'll go on and continue reading. Hold on. Let me see. What's going on with my mouse? Hold on for a minute. All right. Uh-oh. What the hell's going on? Cursor's not moving and shit. Hold up for a minute. Hold up. Let me move this shit. Hold on. Having an issue with my fucked up ass mouse. What's going on? Anti-social socialite podcast. What's up? Hold on for a minute. All right. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to reading this article, which states, okay. I was an innovator, Russell told the New York Times. In 2011, I started blocking shots, although I had never seen shots blocked before that. The first time I did that in a game, my coach called timeout and said, "No good defensive player ever leaves his feet." Russell did it anyway, and he teamed with guard Casey Jones to lead the Dons to 55 straight wins and national titles in 1955 and 1956. Jones missed 4 games of the 1956 tournament because his eligibility had expired. Russell was named the NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player in 1955. He then led the U.S. basketball team to victory in 1956 in the 1956 Olympics at Melbourne, Australia. Now, let me pause for a minute. Now, when this paragraph speaks about Casey Jones, the play that he played with in college, Bill Russell also played side by side with Casey Jones in the NBA as they both played for the Boston Celtics. So, wow, it's funny how they both played together in college and in the NBA. But I'll continue reading. With the 1956 NBA. Okay, let me continue. Okay. With the 1956 NBA draft approaching, Celtics coach and general manager Red Auerbach was eager to add Russell to his lineup. Auerbach had built a high-scoring offensive machine around guards Bob Cousy and Bill Sharman and undersized center Ed McCauley, but thought the Celtics lacked the defense and rebounding needed to transform them into a championship-caliber club. Russell, Auerbach felt, was the missing piece to the puzzle. After the St. Louis Hawks selected Russell in the draft, Auerbach engineered a trade to land Russell for Ed McCauley. Boston's starting 5 of Russell, Tommy Heinsohn, Bob Cousy, New York in the house, Bob Cousy from New York, Sharman, and Jim Lusterkoff, was a high-octane unit. The Celtics posted their best regular season record in the NBA in 1956 to 57 and waltzed through the playoffs for their first NBA title, beating the Hawks. In a rematch of the 1958 finals, the Celtics and Hawks split the first 2 games at Boston Garden, but Russell suffered an ankle injury in Game 3 and was ineffective the remainder of the series. The Hawks eventually won the series in 6 games. Russell and the Celtics had a stranglehold on the NBA Finals after that, going on to win 10 titles in 11 years and giving professional basketball a level of prestige it had not enjoyed before.
In the process, Russell revolutionized the game. He was a 6'9" center whose lightning reflexes brought shot blocking and other defensive maneuvers that trigger a fast break offense into full development. What's up, y'all? In 1966, after 8 straight titles, Auerbach retired as coach and named Russell his successor. This was hailed as a sociological advance since Russell was the first black coach of a major league team in any sport, let alone so distinguished a team. But neither Russell nor Auerbach saw the move that way. They felt it was simply the best way to keep winning. And as a player coach, Russell won 2 more titles in the next 3 years. Their biggest opponent, their biggest opponent was age. After he won his 11th championship in 1969, at age 35, Russell retired, triggering a mini Boston rebuild. During his 13 seasons, the NBA had expanded from 8 teams to 14. Russell didn't have to survive more than 3 playoff rounds to win a title. If Bill Russell came back today with the same equipment and the same brain power, the same person exactly as he was when he landed in the NBA in 1956, he'd be the best rebounder in the league. Bob Ryan, a former Celtics beat writer for the Boston Globe, told the San Francisco Chronicle in 2019. As an athlete, he was so far ahead of his time. He'd win 3, 4, or 5 championships, but not 11 in 13 years, obviously. Along with multiple titles, Russell's career also was partly defined with his rivalry against Wilt Chamberlain. Now, anybody that knows NBA history knows the rivalry between Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. In the 1959 to 1960 season, the 7'1" Chamberlain, who averaged a record 37.6 points per game in his rookie year, made his debut with the Philadelphia Warriors. On November 7th, 1959, Russell's Celtics hosted Chamberlain's Warriors, and pundits called the matchup between the best offensive and defensive centers, the big collision, the battle of the Titans. While Chamberlain outscored Russell 30-22, the Celtics won 115-106, and the game was called a new beginning of basketball. The matchup between Russell and Chamberlain became one of basketball's greatest rivalries. One of Celtics' titles came against Wilt Chamberlain's San Francisco Warriors teams in 1964. Although Chamberlain out-rebounded and outscored Russell over the course of their 142 career games, specifically 28.7 rebounds per game to 23.7. Okay, so on average, when Chamberlain played against Bill Russell, Chamberlain averaged 28.7 rebounds per game, while Russell averaged 23.8 rebounds per game. God damn. These cats average almost 30 rebounds a game. That's unheard of in today's NBA. But, I'll continue reading. 28.7 points per game, which is what Chamberlain averaged, and 14.5 points per game, which is what Bill Russell averaged. And their entire career, 22.9 rebounds per game. So, well, goddamn. Okay, I'll continue. Russell usually got the nod as the better overall player, mainly because his teammates won 87 of those games, which is 61%. In the 8 playoff series between the two, Russell and the Celtics won 7. Russell has 11 championship rings. Chamberlain has just 2, and only one was won against Russell's Celtics. I was the villain because I was so much bigger and stronger than anyone else out there, Chamberlain told the Boston Herald in 1995. People tend not to root for Goliath, and Bill back then was a jovial guy, and he really had a great laugh. Plus, he played on the greatest team ever. My team was losing, and his was winning, so it would be natural that I would be jealous. Not true. I'm more than happy with the way things turned out. He was overall by far the best, and that only helped bring out the best in me. After Russell retired from basketball, his place in his history secure. He moved into broader spheres, hosting radio and television talk shows and writing newspaper columns on general topics. In 1973, Russell took over the Seattle Supersonics, then a 6-year-old expansion franchise that had never made the playoffs as coach and general manager. The year before, the Sonics had won 26 games and sold 350 season tickets. Under Russell, they won 36, 43, 43, and 40, making the playoffs twice. When he resigned, they had a solid base of 5,000 season tickets and the material to reach the NBA Finals series the next 2 years. Russell reportedly became frustrated at the players' reluctance to embrace his team concept. Some suggested that the problem was Russell himself. He was said to be aloof, moody, and unable to accept anything but the Celtics tradition. Ironically, Lenny Wilkins guided Seattle to a championship 2 years later, preaching the same team concept that Russell had tried to instill unsuccessfully. A decade after he left Seattle, Russell gave coaching another try, replacing Jerry Reynolds as coach of the Sacramento Kings. Early in the 1987-88 season, the team staggered to a 17-41 record, and Russell departed mid-season. Between coaching stints, Russell was most visible as a color commentator on televised basketball games. I remember that as a kid when Russell was a color commentator in the NBA games. For a time, he was paired with the equally blunt Rick Barry, and the duo provided brutally frank commentary on the game. Russell was never comfortable in that setting, though explaining to the Sacramento Bee the most successful television is done in 8-second thoughts. And the things I know about basketball, motivation, and people go deeper than that. He also dabbled with acting, performing in a Seattle Children's Theater to show an episode. He also dabbled with acting, performing in the Seattle Children's Theater, in the Seattle Children's Theater show, and an episode of Miami Vice. And he wrote a provocative autobiography, Second Wind. In 1974, Russell was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And in 1980, he was voted greatest player in the history of the NBA by the Professional Basketball Writers Association of America. He was part of the 75th anniversary team announced by the NBA in October 2021. In 2013, Boston honored Russell with the statue at City Hall Plaza. Also, there's a statue of Russell in City Hall. Wow. Wow, man. Wow. To me, that's a great loss to basketball and sports. Now, the article does not specifically tell how he died, but they said he died peacefully. So he possibly died of natural causes. But you know what, man, damn, I always wanted to visit this guy. But you know what? My condolences to Bill Russell. Rest in power, Bill Russell, and my condolences to his family and his friends, man. The game of basketball lost a true soldier. So, Bill Russell, once again, rest in power, bro. Peace.